So a few people have been asking me, what do I know about horror B-movies? Well, as you can see, I've just watched a few of them in my time and have just a few of them in my collection. I do love a good horror B-movie, especially a zombie movie. Everyone loves a good zombie movie. So yeah, I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about today's movie. There's a lot of horror critics out there. I'm hoping I'm going to do today's review justice. Hello again everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you about a B-movie. I've had a request via Facebook to talk about this movie. It's quite a new movie to the UK. It's been released in Australia for a bit now. It's an Australian movie called Wormwood. You can see it there. Right. Well, how other critics have described this movie is Mad Max meets Dawn of the Dead. Well, I'm not sure what Mad Max movie they're talking about. Probably number 3, because in my eyes it's not as good as Mad Max 1 or Mad Max Road Fury, which I'm about to go and see tonight. Well, it starts off as every B-zombie movie. It starts off in mostly complete carnage, lots of people running around, zombies everywhere, and then goes into telling people's backstories. So this is where the movie first grabbed hold of me, by starting with talking about the backstories of the characters and what happened to them at the start of this zombie apocalypse. It's fantastic to see a lot of passion, a lot of aggression, a lot of confusion in these actors. I mean, they're very low budget actors. I've never heard of any of the actors in it. I don't know if it's just because they're Australian or just because if they're very low budget actors, but the acting in it's not too bad at all. It's got some really good script written for it. And it shows you how the characters are feeling, sort of draws you in and makes you feel for the characters. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's some heartache in the first few scenes that really helps build the characters for this movie. The main problem I've got with Wormwood is first problem I've got with Wormwood is the name. The name Wormwood. I'm waiting for it to come up in the movie on why this movie is called Wormwood. Well, it does come up, and I don't really understand why they fit it into the movie. For all you people that are not familiar with one of the scariest books ever wrote, the Bible, this is where this story comes from. Wormwood is the name of a fallen star that comes down during the rapture. Anyone that doesn't know this, I think you should go away and read it. A lot of people, oh, I don't like the Bible, not religious. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not, there's some great horror stories in it. The rapture is when the angel sounds the 7th trumpet, 7 trumpets to mark the end of the world. On the third sounding, on the sounding of the 3rd trumpet, a star falls from heaven called Wormwood that brings disease and decay to everyone left on earth, the people that haven't gone to heaven and the people that haven't got to hell, the people stuck in purgatory. And the idea is that God is testing them. If they survive, they go to heaven. If they die, they go to hell. A lot of people might be turned off of this movie now from hearing that it's a perhaps biblical movie. Well, it's not. They basically tell that part of the story in one scene about Wormwood and the star falling, and that is it. The rest of the movie has nothing to do with the Bible, which is why I'm struggling to think of why they bothered calling it Wormwood in the first place. Why didn't they just go for one of the others, like Day of the Dead or Australia of the Dead or Black Sheep or stuff like that? You know, why don't they just go with a normal B-movie name, Zombie Brain, something like that, you know, Zombie Fuck Kill, something like that, something to draw the B-movie fans in. They didn't. They chose quite a normal film title. And I think there's a reason for this, which leads me on to what my second problem with this movie is that the storyline's really good. It starts off and it barrels into this storyline and you're thinking, this is actually a good movie. This would make a very good movie. Not just a B-movie, but a very good cinema movie that people might actually go and see. And personally, I think that one of the people making this, the directors, the producers, whatever, they might have been been watching this thinking, actually, we've got quite a good movie here. And then that's where it goes wrong. I think that they're thinking, we've got quite a good movie, but we need to turn this into a B-movie. Because if it doesn't work as a real movie, all this effort we've put into it, it's not going to make any money, it's not going to make it big. But if we make it a B-movie, people like me that like random movies, that like strange movies, that like movies with lots of blood and guts are going to pay for it. There's a cult following of B-movies. So then, what they do is they go about destroying their own movie. You've got this fantastic storyline running with the main characters, the ones that we've felt for and we've seen build the characters. You've seen a lot of their backstory and what's brought them to this moment in the movie. You feel connected to the characters. Meanwhile, there's a secondary storyline running with a character that you don't know much about. You find out a little bit about this character. Well, this is the problem. Halfway through the movie, the two stories cross. What was the main story now comes into the secondary story, and the thing that's running as a secondary story that you don't really know much about what's going on, it's just there in the movie, bits party, then becomes the main story. So you're left with, this doesn't make any sense. There's little bits that you're thinking, why is this happening? I don't understand that. What the hell has this got to do with the storyline? And then it just barrels on to that until you get to the ending and it just ends. It's like they just chose a point at the filming where it's like, yeah, that's it, we've had enough, let's just end it there. There is no definitive ending to this movie. That is my bad points out of the way. There are some very good points of this movie. Anyone that loves the splatterhouse gore of a B-movie will love this. There's lots of zombies. The zombies are done very well. The makeup is fantastic. For a B-movie and a low-budget movie, the makeup's very good. There's lots of heads exploding, chests exploding, limbs getting ripped off. There's lots of that. So if you're into your splatterhouse gore, this is a movie for you. There's also lots of references to other zombie movies chucked in there. You can see that the directors, the producers, the writers are fans of this genre and fans of other movies. So there's a lot of that put in that makes you feel like, yeah, this is a good zombie movie. The problem is this movie could have been great. It could have been fantastic. It could have been a 28 Days Later. It could have been a mainstream zombie movie. But instead, they self-destructed their own movie. I mean, out of 10, I'd give this a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's worth a watch, but I can safely say I'm never going to be watching it again. It's just one of them movies where it starts fantastically, dies off in the middle, and then the ending is complete bizarre and makes no bloody sense. I don't know if that's how the Australians do it. I haven't seen many Australian movies, but this is a good attempt at a movie, and it would be good to see what these directors and actors have to show in the future. I mean, for B movies, everyone secretly loves a B movie who likes movies. I mean, obviously, I know it's a cult following, but if you like movies in general, you don't mind seeing a B movie, something that you can laugh at, something that you can cringe at. This is it. It's followed the recipe for a decent B movie. I just wish they would have taken the time to make it a fantastic A movie. Worth a watch. Personally, wouldn't spend the $13.99 on Blu-ray that Amazon are asking it for. But if you want to contact me in the comments, mine will be for sale pretty soon. It's worth a watch. Any more reviews that people want me to do, comment me and ask. I'm quite welcome to do any reviews that come forward. Any movies. I got a bit of a moan because I blasted at a movie quite recently. Not my type of movie to watch, but again, if people really want me to review it, I will. Thank you very much for today, and please continue to subscribe, like and follow me. Thank you very much. Just going to finish my coffee. Going for a bit of the old propaganda feel today. But we do love Gerard Butler.